how did you first come about permaculture?
I saw it on TV. True.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. How? Was it ABC?
In 1991, a TV series was launched in Australia called In Fear of Falling Fruit, with Bill Mollison, father of permaculture. I guess we're the love children of Bill Mollison and David Holmgren. He did a series on TV. It was at the same time where I was working inside, surrounded by screens for my job, and I had to garden. I saw the show. Had the garden thing rolling up, and I saw that and I went, that makes so much sense. And yeah, everything was different after that.
Cool.
Here we are, Los Cocos Resort, Mayabec Province, Cuba. I'm here with Marty. So Marty, you want to tell us a little bit about what brought you to permaculture?
Yeah, I learned about permaculture really when I started diving into the world of environmental and climate justice and learning about a lot of the crazy stuff that's happening in this world. And permaculture since then has allowed me to keep a grounding in solutions. Really, I think it keeps me sane in a lot of ways because I'm still quite an activist focused on stopping bad things from happening. And but it's good to know that we have so many people working on new solutions, new systems that are going to make those old systems obsolete.
Yeah. My name is Grace Chimponda. I'm coming from Malawi, the central part of Africa, bordered by Mozambique, Tanzania and Zambia. It's a small country with about 13 million people. I just want to let you know, guys, that we were at the Permaculture Convergence and Conference in Cuba, and we met a lot of university students, young men and young women from United States of America universities. I just want to let you know that this was a very informative conference and convergence, and the advice I can give you guys is that we have to take care of our world. There's a lot of depletion of the environment and climate change and floods and hunger, and the environment is being depleted. Let's take care of our environment, and let's take care of ourselves, and let's take care of our Mother Earth. Let's take care of let's have fair share. Those are the principles of permaculture: fair share, people care, and earth care. So if some of you are not yet knowledgeable about permaculture, please get in touch with your colleagues who went to the convergence. They can be able to share more. It's very important for us to take care of our earth at this age and at this time, and especially we rely on the young people as we're growing older, and it's you now and your children and your grandchildren who are going to have no land no nice food to eat and no land to cultivate, and actually maybe everybody will be washed away with floods, and probably everybody will be contaminated as the earth is being contaminated. And the only way we can reverse this is through permaculture ethics. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Grace. Sir Henry, would you like to tell us a little bit about what brought you to permaculture?
Sure. My name's Henry Peller. Hey, can you see me on that?
Yeah.
All right. My name's Henry Peller. I'm from Southeast Ohio, a little town called Roseville. I was brought to permaculture because I started realizing how really backwards our food system is in America. I live in corn and soybeans country, and the soil just gets worse and worse every year. So I wondered what could be different, what could be otherwise, what sort of thinking is out there. And I think permaculture does a really wonderful job of synthesizing human creativity, techniques that use alternative energies which don't pollute the planet, building soils, building economies which regenerate all of these things. So I'm attracted to it in that way. I have a lot of critiques left for permaculture too, things that haven't quite worked out as a movement. That's really what I'm here to study at this particular conference, is what does this thing look like on a global international scale, which is quite unresolved as we're finding out. But nonetheless, I've taken 2 PDCs at this point, which I guess is kind of how many PDCs have you taken? Two. One here in Cuba, which is fantastic. And I've learned so much. So when it's time for me to really settle down and farm, I'll know just what to do. Yeah.
Hi. So my question is, how did you first get into permaculture?
I went to Humboldt State in the Redwoods in Northern California, and I got very involved in the forest movement. And what I found was, in that sort of activism, it was creating more conflict, and I realized that I would rather spend my time being proactive and planting trees in regards to protesting, risking my life, creating more separation between loggers and activists. So I left that movement and did an apprenticeship on an organic farm, and then from there just kept getting deeper and deeper.
All right. So who are you, and what brought you to permaculture?
I am Blanca, and I do urban permaculture, and I work with children with permaculture too, making gardens and community gardens.
Excellent, excellent. Whereabouts do you do that?
Sorry?
Where do you do that? Where's your work?
I work in Mérida, Yucatan, and I work in Tulum, Quintana Roo.
In Tulum.
Yeah, in Mexico.
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
And so what originally brought you to permaculture?
I went to Oaxaca and I began to make an organization about the voluntaries, and after of that I began to travel around Mexico making this project with organization of voluntaries, and after of that I come back to Merida. I born in Merida, so I began to make something with my house, and after of that I working with children, and after I am here, so that is the
Great.
story.
All right, I'm here with a couple Aussie blokes, and so you guys want to tell me a little bit about how you got interested in permaculture?
Sure, would you like to go first, Asher? Yeah, certainly. What's that? Oh, hello there, my name is Asher. I got into permaculture after a long career as a chef and an interest in food and the source of where our nutrients come from. And it was a natural progression to get outside and be in the sunshine, and I haven't looked back since. Cool, I'm Colin, I'm from Melbourne, Australia. I got into permaculture, I did as an elective at university, which is pretty rare, I'm told. It's not taught in universities all that much, but yes, I feel a bit privileged to be one of the new frontier and learning about permaculture in that fashion. But it really struck a chord with me. I come from a farming community, and a lot of the things I learned in there sort of offered practical solutions to a lot of the theoretical problems that I've been encountering in my studies, which was social science environment, and solutions that I would take back to my farming community and re-engage with those guys. So that's what kicked it off for me.
Excellent. Thanks, guys.
So I have a question for you guys. How did you first come around permaculture?
I was working in Australia, and I was working as a removalist, like driving and helping people move house. And one of the women that I moved into storage, she was basically moving all her things into storage so she could go live a different life on a permaculture farm. And I was like, that sounds so cool. Around environmental education, since as young as I could really be involved. I used to stay behind after school to study it when I was 14, but I always worked and travelled, never really had an opportunity to get much of a garden going. But yeah, as soon as I met this woman, I was walking up around an hour that day, it was I knew what I was going to be doing.
For me, I went to school in Washington, D.C., and we studied a lot of conventional development solutions, and it was very much on this level of this higher article level that I wasn't seeing any actual real change occurring on our national agencies or large-scale NGOs. So when I left that experience, I thought to myself, how can we actually achieve practical improvements that are on the ground, small-scale, sustainable solutions for local people that will, of course, lead to more greater change. asking that question to myself. And then that was about 6 years ago. And I feel like I'm still learning in this process, but it actively made me want to fully dive in and learn as much about permaculture as possible.
And I recently got very fascinated by citizen science and DIY biology. And this was in developing research science, where I teach the audience how to but also applied in like a system where I think it would also apply to people in business, in